Hello and welcome to IABM TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Paul Moore, Head of Innovation for the Media Market at Atos. Paul, welcome to IABM TV.
Thank you.
So Paul, let's talk immersive. So what is immersive? What does it mean?
Well, I think there's kind of two different definitions or two different types of immersive. The easy answer is 360 video, virtual reality, augmented reality, etc. But I think there's another type of immersiveness that we tend to not think about. How can we make broadcast, how can we make stories part of people's lives?
Right.
Typical immersiveness, we're talking about how people are embedded in a story, but I think it's almost more interesting when the story becomes embedded in people's lives. A good example of that might be Scam Austin, which is kind of a teen romance that's
right.
On in the US these days, where they've used social media in a way that teenagers really live the high school experiences of the people in Scam Austin.
Right, okay.
Austin. It's immersed in Scam Austin is immersed in their lives, so it's emotional immersiveness.
Right, okay.
I think that's an angle that we need to look at a little bit more.
Okay. And so what are Atos doing in this field?
Okay. Well, we're a technology company. We're not really a content company, a storytelling company. In terms of immersive technologies, we're doing things around HoloLens, etc., virtual reality. But one of the more interesting things is a collaborative platform we've developed using the HoloLens that allows people, typically engineers in this case, to collaborate remotely, sharing virtual experiences.
Oh, right.
So that's not really an entertainment use of immersiveness, but it's more an industry 4.0 use of it. But it shares the similar ideas of people being in a virtual space and sharing experiences.
So it's all about that engagement that people can get with.
Exactly. That's the key to immersiveness, that both the emotional immersiveness I was talking about and the more sort of physical, virtual immersiveness, that it increases engagement, it increases communication, really.
Yeah. So it's interesting, Paul, there you've mentioned about the side of immersive where you've got the social media with the sort of teen drama, if you like. You mentioned the side with the technical people. So there's obviously many different areas for it, but where do you think immersive is going to go in the next few years?
Well, I mean, obviously 360, VR and all those things will continue to grow, but there's some certain issues around storytelling, around narrative in virtual reality, in 360. They're great for experience, they're great for adventure, but we still really haven't figured out how to tell stories. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be one of the real challenges over the coming years. An area where I do see huge possibilities is around volumetric capture. For now, the volumetric technologies use well, there are these huge setups with 30 cameras recording a basketball game, for example. Right. It's really expensive. But soon we will be seeing the technology required for that coming down scale, becoming much more affordable. And probably the key to that will be being able to capture real things, create avatars, and then use gaming engines.
Right.
The problem with volumetric capture now is, or one of the problems, is distribution, because these 3D spaces you're creating in terms of bandwidth have huge requirements.
Yeah.
But as soon as we can get that into, say, a Unity engine, then the whole distribution issue is resolved. And so I think in the next year or two, hopefully by, say, Tokyo 2020, for example, we'll be able to see volumetric capture, 3D experiences of sports where the end user will be able to move around within that 3D space. I think that's a really exciting possibility.
Okay, so do you think something like Tokyo 2020 is always these big sporting events are the great way for and people build up towards those things to, to launch these amazing experiences people can have?
Sure. First, there's always a lot of money,
yeah,
and that helps a lot. But also, it's just the exposure. It's the
perfect showcase, isn't it?
Showcase. Yeah. Everybody wants to show off at the games, and so it's a great opportunity.
Okay, brilliant. Well, Paul, thank you very much for joining us.
Okay.
You can find out more about Atos at atos.net.